Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
All right, hey, what's going on out there, Silsbee, Texas? You're watching Ruling on the Field. As Justin likes to say, the best Silsbee, Texas sports show in the history of Silsbee, Texas sports shows. You'll notice that Justin is not here, but that's okay. No volume already.
I think he was talking about the first part.
Oh, the first part. Yeah, no, you don't. You're not going to get anything right there. We used to like to play music, and we picked a song every time for the open, but copyright stuff, you know. So we're gonna get past that one day. Just instead, you'll notice Mr. Jacob over here. Say hello, Jacob.
How y'all doing?
He's gonna join me tonight. He is well versed in all areas of sports knowledge, and he'll be a good fill-in for Justin. He may even take his job. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see how it goes. Sorry about being late. It all revolves around a roast beef sandwich. And I'm not going to expound on that, but if you ask me later, I'll tell you about it, okay? But it does have to do with the Arby's roast beef sandwich. And I ask me about it later, okay? Well, I'll tell you. Anyway, welcome to Ruling on the Field. You know us. You may not love us. But we're here every week on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock to give you the local sports, our take on some national topics, as well as just a sprinkle of what we like to call BS. And we're going to do that again tonight. In Justin's absence, he has to work, even though we've told him multiple times, a job ain't nothing but work. So welcome in. We'll go through our short little outline here. Our sponsors, you will see scrolling across over there on your top. On your top left. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, which way are we here? But anyway, on your top left, you'll see our sponsors scrolling across. We do have a call-in line, 409. John, we got a call-in line? Yes. 409-554-9445. Scrolling across the top there. Call in, talk to us if you have anything that you would like to talk about, or if we strike a nerve and you just want to call and say, hey, I think you're wrong about that, or hey, I've got something to add to that. We can, we'll certainly take your call. If you do call, we do have some show rules. We do not talk negatively about amateur athletes or local coaching. If they make money, if they make millions of dollars doing this thing, that we call sport, please feel free to bash them all you want. That's how we do this. That's how we do this thing. Before we dive into local and stuff, John's birthday was yesterday. John?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
37.
John is the big 37 years old, which means now ladies in their 50s will flirt with him because they think they have a chance. And that's just the reality of being 37 years old. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. And it gets worse as you get older. Yeah. And, I mean, it literally happens. I mean,
They especially know he's DTF.
he's DTF. He's downtown familiar.
For sure.
He is DTF. He's downtown familiar, so he could show you around. He could give you the history of Silsbee, and old ladies are they like that kind of thing. I'm saying old ladies. They're about 10 years older than me, so I'm not. And hey, I happen to know that fact because I am going to be 43 in December. Don't tell anybody. So I'm a little bit older than you, John. A little bit wiser. I'd say a lot wiser, maybe. But hey, that's okay. I got my head screwed on right most days. And it's how it is to be older and wiser. If you're looking for some advice, I can give it.
I did not get it. My super soft birthday.
No, you did not. We got Chit up there said, "Do it, John, on your birthday, all of it, all at once." Chit's great. Yeah, John didn't get a super soft birthday party. We are going to throw John one day a Letterkenny super soft birthday party. 100% we're going to do that, huh?
I am 36.
36. So you're right in there. So you're right in that neck of woods where old women can flirt with you too. So it's because they see you and they're like, okay, got a couple grays, salt and pepper. Yeah, salt and pepper. Justin, if you're redheaded though, Justin likes what does he call it? Cinnamon and sugar. That's what Justin calls it.
Hot tamales. Yeah.
Hot tamales.
Yeah. The cinnamon with the.
Oh, the cinnamon candies? No, yeah.
Oh, the candy hot tamales.
The candy's hot.
tamales.
But anyway, yeah. Happy birthday, John. That was yesterday. We hope you had a good day celebrating. Did you have a good meal at least?
I did. I got my favorite meal, fast food meal. My wife actually took me out the day before to Joe's Italian.
Eli Murphy says it's stepdaddy season.
But I got my favorite meal, which is at Sonic, and it's the foot long pony deal.
One of my favorites. Yeah, one of my favorite fast foods. I think. But you know what? Something that you missed yesterday was hamburger steak day at Tiger Hut, and I tried to convince Nicole that we should get a hamburger steak last night. She did not want to do it. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. It's still good. It don't.
I took my boss today to Tiger Hut, and I had some gumbo. He had a cheeseburger, said it was the best cheeseburger he's ever had. The gumbo was exquisite as always. So
Never had the gumbo there. Have had the cheeseburger. The cheeseburger's very good.
There's not a whole lot of Tiger Hut that isn't good.
There's not. You're correct. Yeah, but anyway, hey, we'll get you a stick to beat the 50-year-old ladies off, and you can. We wish you the best 37th year that you could have. Starting this weekend, of course, with the Tiger Prowl that you kind of head up. I'm sorry, I'm so discombobulated. The Halloween bash.
last couple weeks, we've been
It's been a busy last. Okay, so the Halloween bash. Excuse me, John heads up the Halloween bash there in downtown.
You can release the update.
Okay, well, tell me about the update. Okay,
So it is now, because of the weather, we have pushed it to October 26th, which is the next day, that's Sunday.
okay. So instead of this Saturday
Right.
being the Halloween bash, they are going to have it all on Sunday. All the same events, all on Sunday. Just move to Sunday. Be looking for updates on
we just put it
when and
out.
where's and things like that.
The only thing,
is that instead of the trunk or treat being 6 to 9, it's going to be 6 to 8 because we want those kids to be able to come have fun and then go get some sleep for school the next day.
Okay, if you didn't hear John, the thing that's changing the most is the trunk or treat, which will be 6 to 8 instead of 6 to 9, because it is a school night, and we don't hang out late on school nights,
no.
especially if you're 37. So,
If I hang out too late, I won't get up and go to work.
yeah, absolutely. That, you know, as you get older, sleep becomes so important. You don't
Absolutely.
even know. You know, and you see these memes all the time. Like, if I could go back and tell my 5-year-old self or 6-year-old self something, it would be like, take that nap. you know,
Absolutely.
like you're gonna need it. You want it.
I
Like,
just want you to know that there's a great place here at 129 North Fifth Street to take naps.
yeah. You can come up here to the studio. Zeus is over there taking a nap right now because Zeus, our mascot's over there on the couch, and he is out because we're boring, and I'm boring, and Justin's not here, but Jacob's here. But he's a,
He did just have some nice cheese pizza.
okay. So he's full on some cheese pizza. If I would do the same thing if I had just had some cheese pizza, probably, you know. But anyway, y'all come out to the Halloween Bash. Like I said, look for updates. I'm sure John will be posting updates on the schedule of things for Sunday instead of Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be some weather, raininess, some significant rains, which we need. We didn't really need them this Saturday, but that's what's happening, and so we're going to adjust based on that. So I think it's a good thing that y'all decided to just go ahead and adjust it instead of canceling it altogether or moving it. I think that's very important because it's a very important event for the community. I don't know where John went. I kind of need him for this next thing, but okay, it's all right. He's got some more important business to attend to. Hey, does anybody have 53 million laying around? Because I'm done with Brian Kelly, and I'm ready for him to go. He wasn't a good fit when LSU hired him. He's still not a good fit. They need to close caption because I'm a mush mouth and they can't understand me. I'm done with him. I don't think he's going to do anything in Baton Rouge, and I need somebody to buy him out.
They've definitely got an uphill battle this week.
They do, and the only thing I can say about, and we'll keep this brief because we need to get into some local. But the only thing I can say about LSU Texas A&M is A&M is playing in Death Valley, and they've got something to. LSU got more to lose here. For one thing, Brian Kelly needs to win this game, or the boosters are definitely, going to start talking a little bit more about, hey, can we buy this guy out, and possibly get somebody better. I've been a big proponent of the fact that he is not a good fit there, culturally or coaching wise. You've got to have. You almost have, and forgive me, some of y'all are going to say, well, this sounds very Southernist, but you almost have to be a Southern guy to coach at LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Maybe not so much Florida, because Florida has a lot more East Coast than those central Southern states, but you almost have to add a little bit in you. Nick Saban wasn't necessarily a Southern guy, but he is a blue-collar West Virginia guy. And so he understood the culture down here a little bit better than most. And Brian Kelly is a Midwestern, northeastern Midwestern guy. I think he actually comes from the Northeast, but he's always coached in the Midwest. And there's something to be said about cultural fit. And you come to Louisiana, anybody who's ever been to an LSU game understands that's a different place.
For sure.
And you don't just come in there and fake an accent, for one thing, which turned everybody off. That first couple months that he had. You don't come in there and just kind of act like you belong there when you don't. And I think that's what's rubbed everybody the wrong way about Brian Kelly. That and the fact that he just ain't winning. He ain't winning the big stuff, and that's what LSU fans expect. And $53 million is a big hill to overcome, but they've got big boosters. They've got Todd Graves from Raising Cane's, who is an LSU alum, whose mothership location is at the north gate of LSU. It's possible. They'll come off some money to get who they want and to get a winning team. I promise you that. But if he wins against A&M this weekend, I think he buys himself some time.
Oh yeah.
He wins against A&M and he makes a good showing against Alabama or beats Alabama. You're talking about maybe a team that just got back in a playoff picture if they beat A&M and beat Alabama. Arkansas is still in there in this little stretch right here. So they got A&M, bye week, Alabama, Western Kentucky, then Arkansas, right? So in that little stretch right there, you've got 3 SEC opponents. If you win those, you're going to beat Western Kentucky, obviously. But if you win those 3 games, you're back in the playoff picture. No question about it. All 2 of the 3 are highly ranked teams. And then with one, Arkansas having fired their coach earlier in the season coming up, that, you know, he's got some stuff to work with there. Now, if he loses everything, I don't see him being there next season. Like I said, there's some deep pockets over there. They'll come up with the money and they'll get him out of there. But anyway, you know, that's I want him gone. That's my thought on it. I don't think he's the right fit. Never have. And but that's just my rant on it before we get into local. I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about beforehand. We're going to get into some local. We're going to talk about volleyball. And let me pull this up because Justin was gracious enough to send me his volleyball thoughts. No, they're not on this page. Hold on. Of course, John sent them to me, but he did not send them to me on Rolling on the Field, which is what I'm on currently. So, Tigers clinch, Lady Tigers defeat Vider and Jasper clinch playoff berth. Sylvia Lady Tigers delivered a commanding week of volleyball, securing consecutive straight set victories over Vider and Jasper. Against Vider, the Lady Tigers controlled the tempo of the first from the first serve, earning 25-17, 25-14, 25-14 sweep in straight sets. Senior standout Addie Durant led the charge with a well-rounded performance, recording 10 kills, 7 digs, 4 aces. Ava Jordan matched Durant's offensive firepower with 10 kills and a block, and Zadea Washington added 7 kills to pressure the Pirates' defense throughout the match. At the service line, Maddie Hill made a significant impact, delivering 5 aces, while also contributing 2 kills and 2 blocks. Defensively, specialist Avery Fontaine anchored the backcourt, 9 digs. Setter Kate Barnes facilitated the offense with 25 assists, 4 digs, and an ace. Sylvie carried that same energy into the match against Jasper, delivering a sweep in straight sets, 25-17, 25-22, 25-11. Durant again powered the offense with 9 kills, 4 digs, followed closely by Jordan with 7 kills and Washington with 2 kills. The Tigers' attack showcased the depth as multiple players contributed, including Kenley Creel with 3 kills, Kamora Fisher, 4 kills, and Maddie Hill with 4 kills. Defensively, Fontaine was once again a force 15 digs, while Raleigh Harrison added 5 digs to keep the Bulldogs off balance. Barnes turned in another strong setting performance with 21 assists, 2 digs, while Grace Rulon came on with 3 assists. The Tigers will close out their season with Western Stark on Friday, October 24th at 4 p.m. That's in Western Stark. They will host a playoff warm-up game against Woodville Eagles on Monday, October 27th at 6 p.m. Come out and support the Lady Tigers. So, strong finish to the season going into the playoffs. Clinch that berth. Now going into West Orange Stark away, they've got some momentum. Of course, although, they've already clinched a berth, they're going to play their hardest. And then they've got a little warm-up session with Woodville. They're at the Tiger Gym to just kind of to keep ready for the playoffs. And y'all make sure y'all get out and support those Lady Tigers. Now, bear in mind that the football game is also in West Orange, so you could double up, see both. There's no reason why you could not. If you're off work, I guess, Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying this, and it's a Friday. People work. We get it, but I mean, if you're able to get out there and support the Lady Tigers, and double up and then go to see the Mustangs and the Tigers play, down there at the football field, wouldn't that be a great, evening of sports for you? That would. And because I think both are going to be very good matchups. And then, of course, Monday with the Lady Tigers doing a warm-up with the Woodville Eagles, who I'm sure that was a setup thing where they were like, hey, we need a warm-up match. And the coach for Woodville graciously accepted and said, hey, we'll do it with you. And that's a cool thing.
This will actually be my first time attending a game at West Orange Stark.
Football?
Yes.
Okay. Well, couple things you need to know. For one, it can get a little chippy on the field and in the stands, but amazing walking tacos there at the West Orange Stark concession stand. And I mean, the best. So go get you some of those. And hey, sometimes it's not as bad. Last couple times we've been over there, though, there's a little rivalry there. You've got Coach Hickman over there, who is a Sylvia alum, and it's always been, even before he was over there, it's always been a little bit, I don't want to say confrontational, but a little bit chippy all the time. That's just Silsbee West Orange Stark. That's just going back to 1998. Silsbee in the first round of the playoffs beat a West Orange Stark team that was supposed to just run us up and down the field to advance in the playoffs and eventually go to the state quarterfinals. And those kind of games kind of lend to that. Hey, we're rivals. We hadn't always been in the same district, but there's a rivalry there because of that.
Absolutely. It can Jasper, same as Jasper, really. Is there a respect there? Yes, 100%. There's a respect there, but do both teams want to beat each other into the ground? Yes, absolutely. That's what they want to happen. And for any ladies that are going to be attending the football game, I hear that there's going to be a clear bag policy for the stadium.
Okay, yeah. And a lot of stadiums have that now. Clear bag policies. And I know all my girls, which I have all girls. I'm the only male in the house, but they all have multiple clear bags. And, neat little team color clear bags and things like that. And it's important. But when you go into a stadium, especially with a rival, you expect there to be some level of, hey, I don't like you, you don't like me. We can respect each other. I don't have to like you. And that's how it always is with West Orange Stark. And, a lot of times with Jasper, because that's been our rival forever.
Right.
But, you can get out there, you can watch some volleyball. You can roll it right into some football. What an evening of sport if you can do that. That would be neat. I personally can't. I wish I could. But it would be neat to see. The volleyball team going into the playoffs, and that the football team sitting 2-0 in district going into this game. It's going to be highly contested. 3-0 all-time Western starting playoffs. Yeah, I was on the field for that '98 game, and that was neat. Was I playing? No, but I was there.
That counts for something.
I was there, and I seen Mark Farr take a pass out of the backfield and go run forever on one of the first plays of the game, and it's almost like you knew right then. Hey, we're going to win this game, and you felt it. And it's that kind of feeds into the rivalry a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Games you had, any games where Western Stark just blew you out, and it's always with Western Stark. It was always either they really blow you out, or we hang in there and we don't win, or we get a surprising win. That's kind of how it goes with Silsbee and Western Stark. But that is a good stat with the 3-0 all time versus Western Stark in playoff. I did not know that. That's an awesome stat.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs. But anyway, so we will get into what our thoughts about football versus Tarkington this past Friday. I don't know if there's a whole lot to say other than Silsbee really was able to show their depth a little bit, especially later in the game. They were up. What was it at half? It was 56-0 at half.
I believe so. I know it was 48-0 at the end of the first.
It was 56-0 at half, I believe. I got my notes right here. Yeah, so they beat. So Mike says each one of those wins came after Western Stark beat Silsbee during the regular season, and that was the case in '98 also. As I recall, and they were a tough team then, and you go into it, and that you always have a sense in the playoffs. Hey, you got here, we could make this happen. You got to have people who believe in that, and that particular year, we had a very strong team, a very strong defense, and they made that happen, and really neat. We certainly wish our boys good luck against Western Stark this Friday. Going back to Tarkington, look, Tarkington comes into this game 0-6. It was expected that Silsbee would win this game. Was it expected that Silsbee would be up 56-0 at halftime? I don't think so. What I saw that was good, and you can read this week. Justin took the article in the Silsbee Bee I don't know if he thought that my articles are weak, but he decided that he was going to take it on this week, and I was all for it. He can have it. So if you see that article, Justin likes to put mine and his name, but 100% he wrote that. He deserves the credit, especially if it's not good. What can you say? Silsby really, they come out and they were like, okay, you can tell there was a plan that, hey, we're going to put this away early. They were passing a lot, first quarter, early second quarter, trying to get up on some scores. That way, I don't know if it was the plan that, hey, let's put this. To me, it seemed like it. Hey, let's put this away early, and let's get some reps to some of these young guys. And 67-point favorite versus Darkington. So
I mean, not only was the offense just killing it, but the defense was on their game from the start of the game.
And, somebody told me about that 67-point favorite, and I was like, well, that seems like a lot, just based on just looking at Tarkenton's previous scores or whatever. I think Silby probably would have covered had they not run the clock starting in the second half. They never stopped the clock in the second half. We talked about that on the fifth quarter. I think that has to be an agreement between the coaches that they say, hey, let's just run the clock. Let's not stop it. Let's get this game. The third quarter went by so fast.
It did. In fact, John had messaged us and said, let me know when the third quarter's about halfway over. And next thing we knew, we're like, oh, the third quarter's over.
Third quarter went by real fast. In fact, so fast that Sylvie did not get to score in the third quarter, the only quarter that they did not score in. But it seemed like it went by really fast. And I looked up. I didn't even realize it at first, but I looked up and I was like, they're running the clock. They're not stopping the clock. And so had they not done that, Sylvie may have won by more. But too big a spread. Randy Smith doesn't run up. No, you're right. He does not run up the score, and I'm sure amongst him and the opposing coach, he said, look, this is what it is. Let's run the clock. Let's not embarrass anybody more than they already are. That's good coaching. It really is. And hats off to him for just letting those guys play football and putting some guys in who may not get reps all the time. You saw some new faces. You saw some maybe bright futures out there. That's a big deal. That's a big deal in a district game. Those players will remember that. They'll remember those reps that they got, and they'll learn from them. And, hey, that's good coaching. You're right.
And not only that, but those guys, they see them at practice every day, but they don't always get to see what they can do in a game situation.
Absolutely.
Until something like that happens.
And game situation reps are so important.
Absolutely.
You can practice all you want, but until you get in that game and understand really what is going on there and the speed of it, don't really know how to react. And it's good that, we got to show some of that depth and got to get some guys some reps that don't normally get reps. It's a good thing. Big win for them. Big win for the Tigers going into West Horn Start. I think they did a lot of good things on offense. I think they did a lot of good things on defense.
Absolutely.
Now, will that show against maybe a better offense? We'll see if they've improved. After a bye week and going into a big win, or 2 big wins, and we'll kind of see how they improve as a defense, how they settle in as an offense. It's going to be important in West Orange Stark for them to be consistent and be efficient, and that's what they were in this Tarkenton game. They were very efficient on offense, the most efficient probably that we have seen the Tigers be so far this year. I think big, pretty good passing game, excellent running game as always. Getting some different guys the ball on the run, which is important, I think. The more weapons you have, the more athletes you have that you can give the ball to in space, give them the ball, and just let them do their work. That's what makes a good football team, right?
It is.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to West Orange.
I think it's going to be a really tight game, real close score. But I think it's going to be a good game.
Absolutely. It's always tough going in there. Their fans are a lot like ours. Jasper's fans are a lot like our fans. They take it seriously. And they want to see their team win. They're not just there to watch football. They're there to experience football and engage in football, and that's the difference sometimes in these rivalry games. So we look forward to that, and we hope everybody gets out there and watches volleyball and the football. Dave Campbell has West Orange Stark as a 15-point favorite. Well, and this is something new. Something new with the with kind of seeing the lines out there. I think I seen something from Has Been Sports with lines on the college, not the college, but the high school football games. And, it's for entertainment and fun, whatever, but it's something different. 15-point favorite, they may be. I feel like Tigers can cover the 15 if I were a betting man, and I'm not. But I'd like to see my Tigers win outright.
Oh yeah.
And Eli says I feel like they can beat West Orange Stark. They should. Has been gets those from. Okay. I did not know that, Mike. Okay. I follow Has Been, so and I see Dave Campbell stuff, but I really like Ashley Elam and his stuff. 15 points too much. I agree with that. If I were a betting man, I would bet the Tigers on that. Eli says I feel like they can beat West Orange Stark. They should clinch the district championship at home. I feel like they could beat West. I feel like after seeing them the last couple of weeks, they could probably. Hampshire Finette really showed me something about these guys, and because I was worried about that game, I think everybody was. I think a lot of people were.
Absolutely.
And it really showed me something about these guys, and maybe they're getting a little healthy finally. I know they've been a little banged up here and there, and maybe getting into this later part of the season, they're getting healthy from some of their ailments earlier in the season, and they're getting back full staffed, and hopefully they can put out a good showing against West Orange Stark. We certainly look forward to it.
Absolutely.
And if y'all can, y'all definitely go out and see the volleyball girls prior to that game, because they need your support also going into these playoffs. So I think we've said enough about all that. We'll move on. Hey, speaking of local, basketball's starting up now, right? Basketball should be having their first practices and stuff, correct?
I know Little League was having their first practice tonight.
Yeah. So be looking for some basketball commentary coming up soon. As they local basketball teams start the practices and stuff and start getting out there and on the court. Of course, Silsbee has this. Silsbee exposed Hampshire. Mike says Silsbee exposed Hampshire Finette. I really thought. I can't read the whole thing. John, can you, or Paul, can you expand that out, please, for me? On Mike's comment there. Is that I really thought they were suspect on defense, and the QB hadn't seen much pressure. Yes, and Silsbee did apply the pressure in that game. Probably more than I've seen them all season, and it really got their quarterback off schedule. And that seemed to be the difference for him because they obviously wanted to pass the ball. He was so off schedule that he just, most of their possessions, because there was a couple where he did complete some stuff and he looked kind of where he would be normally. But for most possessions, they had him off schedule, and that may have been the difference in the game. Justin says Corday Wilson looked good against Tarkenton. Absolutely, Corday Wilson looked good against Tarkenton. There was several that looked good against Tarkenton. I would like to mention Howard. What is Howard's first name, please, John?
Carter
Howard. Carter Howard has come on these last couple games, offensive and defensively, and kind of you're hearing his name called a whole lot more. And he's a player to watch going forward, I think.
He hasn't been back long from an injury.
He hadn't been back. He was back, and he's back from an injury. That's correct. Mike Sanchez says first time since 2003, Silsbee boys basketball is not in the state preseason rankings. I cannot believe that. But, hey, you lose Joe Sig, where's your program going? I think that they'll find that our AD did his research and found a good coach for our boys. And, maybe that's where the kind of the standoffishness against or for Silsbee starts. And we'll see how their season goes. But, you lose a legend like Coach Sig. There's going to be some kind of, hey, what happens now with the program for sure. For sure. Mike says Silsbee boys basketball first game in November 22nd against Port Arthur Memorial, who was always a tough team. Silsbee traditionally likes to play tough teams.
That's because Silsbee's a tough team.
Silsbee a tough team. They like to get out there and put that name out there and play a tough schedule right off the bat. We figured out Justin Carter Howard. Yeah, he's had a couple bright games, last couple of games. Like Jacob said, he's coming off an injury, and he's certainly coming on. But anyway, so basketball. We said all that about basketball to say that we'll be starting to talk about basketball here pretty soon. So, of course, ladies and boys are men. And, of course, NBA. So I heard that LeBron James was out for the first game of the regular season for the first time in his career because he's an old guy. He's an old guy. He's an old guy. He's an old guy in sports. He's older than John. John. LeBron James is older than you. I don't think that's accurate. John says LeBron James sucks at basketball. That's not accurate at all. He does not suck at basketball. He's good at basketball.
Who's your favorite basketball player of all time?
My favorite is, I mean, I hate to be, kind of stereotypical, but it's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. I come from that era.
I loved basketball when I was younger. That was my sport. And for some reason, I loved watching Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson was underrated, maybe as far as all-time basketball player greats go. He might have been the most underrated. And not that he wasn't a star. He was a star. But people didn't realize how good he was watching him because he was really, really good. I always, of course, I like the mid late '90s guys. The Karl Malones, the Shaqs, the John Stocktons. Of course, we got a tie in with Shaq because he went to LSU, and we love that he went there. And who doesn't love Shaq? He's just kind of a character.
Shaq's a people person too.
He is. He does good on these basketball shows that he's on. I love him on those. His personality shines. That's why he's not a good actor, but he can act because he's got such a funny disposition about him that I think that it kind of lends itself to comedy and stuff. But yeah, we love Shaq. Kobe. Who did you watch in your adult life that was better than Kobe? After Jordan, I don't think there's anybody that I did.
No. Not at all.
Pour some out for Kobe. Yeah, the bad thing about it is nowadays I don't like NBA basketball until the playoffs. I'm one of those guys, and I hate to be the casual. I don't watch any regular season NBA kind of fan, but I just don't. Every now and then there'll be a Houston Rockets game on, and I'll watch it.
I love basketball as a sport. I will go to a game and watch basketball, but I cannot stand to watch basketball on TV.
Yeah. It's almost kind of how I am with baseball. I'm kind of like that with baseball myself. I don't like to watch baseball on TV. I think it's too slow, unless it's the playoffs and there's some stuff at stake. And kind of the same thing with NBA. The only difference with NBA is it's the pace is quicker. Now, I do love me some March Madness. And I'll watch every game. I don't care if it's South Central Western Illinois Christian. It's I'm gonna watch it if they're if they're an attorney and they're playing. I love it. I love that. To me, that may be the best setup sports kind of entertainment type, thing that is out there. I think the way they set it up with especially now with the little wrinkle that they have where they do the first little teams out.
Yeah.
And they what is that called? The first four.
Yeah.
The first four, and March Madness is the best. And hey, until last year, I went to Vegas every year for March Madness, the first weekend. And let me tell you, if there's nothing like being in Vegas for March Madness. There's nothing like it.
I can only imagine.
It's the best. And there's everywhere you turn, the game is on. It don't matter where you are. You can go anywhere. You can watch all the games. There's a place I love down at a place called the Link Promenade where they have big screens out in there's a courtyard there. And okay, so you walk down there, there's some there's O'Shea's Casino on the left, there's a barbecue joint, there's a Tilted Kilt, and you get down to this courtyard area, and they have big screens just in a semicircle, and all the games are on, and you can sit there and watch it. The only problem is sometimes it's a little hot if it's not in the shade. You gotta stay in the shade or whatever. But hey, it's just the best. I love it, and I can't explain to anybody how. I can't explain to maybe people who don't understand, like say my wife, kids. You don't understand how cool, how fun that is. You know, that's just sitting there watching the game and everybody screaming and everybody knowing that everybody there has their money on one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And every time a bucket's made, here they're screaming. It's just the funnest thing ever. I would encourage anybody, if they haven't experienced that in their life, that's a bucket list thing for a sports fan. So that's where I'm starting my bucket list. I've seen LSU, Alabama, and Tiger Stadium. There's another bucket list item. There's several on mine, and we could make this a topic for the whole show and just go through it. Your bucket list sports items.
Oh yeah.
But that's one that you should try to experience. Is March Madness in Vegas? It's very cool. The NFL weekend. Jacob, do you have any thoughts on that?
I was pretty upset with the Texans.
Okay. Well, I'll let you expound on that for a second. I'm going to take a little short break if that's okay with you. All right.
Yeah, so I don't really care for how they were doing the double headers and one game not starting until 9 p.m. because those of us that have to work and like sleep wanted to go to sleep before halftime. The week was horrible for fantasy football this week. Mine was anyways. I'm going to pull some stuff up here. The Lions versus the Buccaneers, I was really surprised by the outcome of that game. Let's see here. The Cowboys finally got a win against the Commanders. I didn't see that coming that way either.
The Cowboys
Yeah,
beating the Commanders.
I didn't see that happening.
Jaden Daniels was out, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels being out is a big blow to the Commanders.
The other thing I was saying was I couldn't believe the Lions and Buccaneers.
Oh, Baker Mayfield had a terrible game, I think. He just didn't seem like himself. He in those moments where he normally comes up big, he seemed like he made mistakes. Hey, that's okay. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but that's on a big stage there. In one of the two Monday night games, they had a doubleheader this week. How about them Texans? Fantasy people wish Nico Collins would do a little bit more. I know that.
Yeah. Another thing I was saying too was this whole doubleheader thing on Monday night's been killing me because I'm trying to go to sleep before halftime for the
Well,
second game.
I didn't even watch the most of the second game. I watched the first few minutes. I've got to go to bed. Yeah, it's the second game starting at 9 p.m. is a little bit much.
Yeah.
I understand that they're trying to get eyes on them. It's that's a little bit much, and then you have to wake up in the morning and find out what's going on. But hey, that's fine. I guess that there's people that stay up and and watch it till midnight. I guess I can't do it. Not anymore.
No. Another one that really surprised me was the Browns and the Dolphins. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for that game, but I didn't see it being so one-sided.
Right. I had that game tagged too in my little notes here.
I believe the Browns finished it out 31-6.
Yeah. And the Browns, there's some talent there.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's some talent there. They got to put it together, but there is some there. The biggest one for me is the Cowboys beating up the Commanders, but you don't have Jaden Daniels, so that you always you're going to have that caveat.
Oh, I had a horrible week for fantasy this week.
Oh, me too. Me too. I am now 1-6 in fantasy, and it's terrible.
I'm 2-5.
2-5. Okay, so kind of in the same boat, but the only thing that makes me happy or kind of brightens my spirits about it, and John, you can attest to this. John, the only thing that makes me feel better about fantasy is that Tom Walters is dead last place in the league. Yes, Tom Walters is in dead. He won the league last year, going away, and he's in dead last. I'm second to last, but I'm not dead last. But Tom is, so there you go, Tom. You might get the toilet bowl trophy this year. You might get it. He's in the running. I looked at 1-6 going into fantasy week. What is this, 8?
Yeah.
And you've got 14 weeks of fantasy?
Yes, I believe so.
14 weeks. So is it even mathematically possible in your league that you could get in the playoffs? That's what I was kind of looking at. My window is closing for sure.
Yeah, mine too.
I feel like if I lose another game, it's over with. I might as well just.
So my fantasy league that I'm on, it's my sisters and my brother-in-laws, and both of my brother-in-laws, they study football inside and out,
Right.
and they're the ones that put the league together.
Yeah.
So now not only do they make their teams, but they make my sister's teams as well.
Yeah.
So there's not many players out there to swap in and out with. So that's just what I got. It's kind of what I'm stuck with.
Right. I got you. I had a bunch of players this week that they were all on a bye at the same time. Every player on my bench except for one is on a bye. Luckily, I did good as far as wide receivers go in the draft and in the waiver wire. And I've got some good wide receivers in there. Running backs, so-so. But if I could win this week, I feel like I would have to win out to have a chance at the league.
Absolutely.
But if I could win this week, I'd feel a whole lot better about my stature in the league.
Like one of my brother-in-laws and my nephew, they're both undefeated. And I'm just like, yeah,
Right.
I'm just going to sit back
Well,
and
Justin, wherever he is at work, I think has only lost one game. I think he's up there at the top with another gentleman that I know, and I think they're just separated by points that they've scored. Right. So, fantasy, it's really just a guessing game. That's really all it is, because you can do something like I did last week. Okay? When I heard that the Bengals traded for Joe Flacco, I picked him up. Okay, I was like, okay, he's got 2 really good receivers to throw to right off the bat. And I was like, I think that he could possibly score some points. Well, that first week, he did not. And I was like, okay, well, he's too old to do this, so I'm going to drop him. I dropped him. And when the week that I dropped him, he scored 29 points.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's a guessing game, and nobody knows, as we like to say, S about if. Right, John? Right. You don't know S about if. See Ozark for that reference. In fantasy league anyway. You can study it all you want. You can listen to these booger eaters on ESPN tell you, hey, start this person. Hey, this is a sleeper. Hey, pick this person up. Not a lot of people start him in the leagues, but he might score a bunch of points. You can do all that, and you could pick somebody up who nobody says anything about anybody, or who anybody says nothing about him, and he could score 30 points. So it's all just a guessing game. It's all luck. It's not.
You could have the best player in the league on your team.
Exactly.
All it takes is that random injury, and all of a sudden, now you're looking for another.
See Joe
player.
Burrow on my team. I had to drop Joe Burrow because he's not going to be back even for the fantasy playoffs. And he is probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And that's just what it is. You don't really know anything. Stop pretending like you do. You don't know anything. Stop. You're just you're plugging players in, and you're hoping for the best. That's all you're doing. And hey, pay your $25, get in your league, and one year you're going to win, and you're going to win your $300, and you're going to get to display the trophy in your house for the whole year, and say, hey, here's my $300 beer money for the year. Right. Or for the month and a half. and that's going to be it. So, enjoy your fame when you get it. But just know that's all luck. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows it. It's all gamble. You don't know anything. Stop acting like you know anything. Stop pretending like you know anything. Speaking of the NFL, if you had to pick your MVP, Jacob, for just saying as it stands right now in the NFL, who would you pick in the league?
I don't know. I got to think about that. It's been kind of a rough season this year.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and tell you my pick would be Dak Prescott, because I think he's played outstanding on the Dallas Cowboys offensive side of the ball. Is just they're playing outstanding, and I think he is the catalyst behind that. Even though their defense sucks, I think he's playing on a bad defensive team, and that hinders them. But I think on his team and in the league, he may be the MVP. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Cowboys fan, because I would definitely tell you if he sucked.
Right.
Because I do not care about telling people if a Cowboy sucks. Quincy Carter, 1999. When was John? When was Quincy Carter the Dallas Cowboys quarterback? 1999. Quincy Carter for the Dallas Cowboys. What year was he a Dallas Cowboys quarterback? 1999, correct?
2000 or 2001, maybe.
Maybe 2000.
He was in 2001 to 2003.
2001, 2003, the years that I quit on the Dallas Cowboys, because who in the hell allows Quincy Carter to quarterback their team and says, "Hey, he's our guy, Jerry Jones"? Ain't no way, ain't no way. You lost me there with Quincy Carter, but hey, it is what it is, you know. I'm still a Cowboys fan. I just don't. I kind of back my expectations up to where I won't be that upset
Right.
when the inevitable happens, when they just mess up because their owner is too involved in football operations. It is what it is. It's
One player I'll say that has stood out to me this NFL season is Tyler Goodson.
okay.
The Colts have got off to a great start this season as it is, but he's had some really nice carries this season.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you know they got Danny Dimes over there now, who is in his own right kind of a surprise. If you've ever, John, Daniel Jones measurables. Measurables. Height, weight. John's looking up Daniel Jones. Man, bear with us. He's not paying attention back there. He doesn't have any headphones. Height, weight. Okay, Daniel Jones plays for the Indianapolis Colts. I knew that part. 6'5", 230.
Yeah.
A fluffy 232. Okay, and a fluffy 230 for a tall guy. So, not the most just the epitome of, you know, athletic specimen you would think about when you're talking about a quarterback. But here he is up there in Indianapolis doing his thing, and now they're calling him Danny Dimes. And
he was in 2019, he was the first round 6th overall draft pick.
yes, I knew that.
And he went to a Latin school. Charlotte Latin School.
He also went to Alabama.
And Duke.
He didn't go to Duke.
That's what it says on here. 2015 to 2018.
That was-
And then he went to Alabama? So is it transfer?
he entered the transfer portal. I didn't know that.
I'm not wrong that he went to Alabama. Wait, I may be wrong.
You know, speaking.
No, I'm thinking about somebody else, John. That's not that. I'm lost. I'm lost. Yeah, Danny Dimes, that's him. Yeah. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about Mac Jones. Okay, Mac Jones. Who is similar in fluffiness.
That goes back to when Ben Roethlisberger came to the NFL. Nobody could believe how big of a quarterback he was.
He's a big old guy. But anyway, yeah, Daniel Jones, yeah. He come in. I was confusing him with Mac Jones. He come in, not a overwhelmingly intimidating specimen. But here he is in Indianapolis, just killing it right now. And he's got his team in good position.
Oh, yeah.
With a good running back, like you said. I would also throw in there, of course, the usual suspects. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, those guys.
That's my fantasy quarterback.
Pat,
And I don't know, one week he gets me 32 points, the next week he gets me 17
it
points.
just really depends on how his receivers are playing that week.
Yeah.
I've got Pachinko as a running back, and sometimes he does okay, and sometimes he doesn't. It's that Kansas City offense is so hard to predict as far as how they're going to play. You could have Kelsey this year. You could have Kelsey in your fantasy. He's scoring 7 to 9 points a game, which is a point or two less than he has in the past 3 or 4 years, I believe. So, it's just it's a guessing game with him. But
There was one thing I wanted to bring up, actually, was the Lamar win this week.
okay,
And Ben Woodard kicked a 57-yard field goal that tied the school record to win the game.
yeah, I saw that. That was amazing.
I mean, for a college kicker to kick a 57-yard field goal, saying something.
Lamar has a good team this year. Of course, they had a big win earlier in the year against who was that they beat that was ranked so highly?
A&M.
It was let's see Lamar football schedule.
East Texas A&M. Somebody.
Let's see. It was South Dakota
Oh, yeah.
was right, and they beat them 2013. So
They're sitting at 6-1
yeah,
with a 3-0 in conference right now.
yeah. We lost to North Texas for that one loss, and that was a blowout loss. That was 51-0. Let's see. Yeah, that was first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, they won against South Dakota 20-13, Texas Southern 31-7, Central Arkansas 35-32, Nichols 24-17, East Texas A&M 33-23, UTRGV, which I don't know what the hell that
I think
is.
that's University of Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Rio Grande Valley. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So they beat them 23-21.
And that was their homecoming game.
Sure was. Yep. So next they've got Northwestern State, which is out of Louisiana, of course. And we'll see about that. They've got that. They've got UIW, which I don't know who that is. Then they got Southeastern Louisiana, SFA, and McNeese, of course, at the last game.
We wanted to attend the homecoming game, but we just had so much going on that we couldn't.
You know
make
what?
it happen.
I had I was one of the first 60 people in 2010 to buy Lamar season tickets, and because of that, because I was within the first 100, I got a signed mini helmet by Ray Woodard. It's in my office at work. But I kept those season tickets for 3 years, and I didn't realize how much it would interfere with me watching college football at the house.
Right.
So that's why I did not keep them any longer than that, because they were hard to get rid of, and they weren't very expensive every year. I think the first year I paid $60 for the whole season
Right.
where I sat. Okay. Now I didn't sit. I sat on the side with the. I sat right near the band. And it wasn't crazy expensive seats. It wasn't in the center of the field or anything. But I wanted them. It was the first year. I thought it was neat that Lamar football was coming back, and I paid for them. And I kept them for those 3 years. And this before all this technology that we have now. And so what I would try to do is go to the game and listen to the game, my earphones, the radio call or whatever, you know.
Right.
I never could get that to work right. And I was missing a lot of games I wanted to see on TV. And I just had to let it go. We didn't tailgate, although that Lamar tailgate is, I've heard, is pretty good.
So we actually last year we did a car show that was part of a tailgate party at Lamar, and they gave out tickets to the Lamar game, and that was a really fun event to attend. And we had something else already previously set up, so we didn't get to attend the game as well, but we really wanted to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard those Lamar tailgates are pretty fun. I've yet to even when I had season tickets, I've yet to attend one. I would normally just watch, and this was we're talking about my oldest kid being at that time 3.5 years old, almost 4, and my youngest kid was just born. So Mom couldn't come to the game with me. I would go to the game by myself. I would go down there right before the game started. I'd get in the stands. I'd watch it a little bit. A lot of times I would leave early. It turned out to be not worth it to me, but because what I would do is I'd get up and early in my married life, with our first little starter house and nothing a whole lot going on, I'd mow my yard during the week. So nothing a whole lot during the weekend, but just to watch college football. I loved that. And so I'd watch all the games starting after college game day into that hour when I needed to get dressed and go to the Lamar game. I'd go. But like I said, it started interfering with a lot of the LSU games and some of the SEC games I wanted to watch in the evening hours, and just couldn't do it anymore. But that doesn't mean it's not cool and that you shouldn't attend. Mikey Mosher plays for Incarnate Word. That's who UIW is. Yeah, I knew I remember that. So when is UIW?
Is that a home game?
I'm looking now. Saturday, November 1st at 2 p.m. I believe it is a home game. No, it's an away game.
That'd be a game to go watch.
Yeah, it's an away game. And so I think Incarnate Word is in San Antonio. Is that correct?
I'm not positive. We're going to find out. Yeah, San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay, yeah. So I think they're going to play over there. Like Justin said, our former quarterback plays over there for Incarnate Word. That's a neat little connection. Thanks, Justin, for that. But Lamar's doing good this year, and we hope they do good, continue doing good in conference, and maybe do something with that.
Absolutely.
So
another thing I was going to tell you is I seen that the highlight game of the week this week is supposed to be PNG and LaPorte, and they're playing in LaPorte's new $2.7 million stadium.
I believe LaPorte's got a $2.7 million stadium. I believe that 100%. I remember when, again, we're going back to 1998, way back in them days. Sylvia actually played LaPorte. That was the last game. That was the quarterfinals in the Astrodome. I'm dating myself here. That was the game that we lost in the quarterfinals to to put us away in the playoffs that year. We lost to LaPorte.
I played a quarterfinal game in the Astrodome.
Yeah.
And then the following season, I played a quarterfinal game in Reliant Stadium.
Yeah. Well, I was there. I didn't play, but I was in uniform. It was neat to be out there in the Astrodome, look up and see everything. And the turf was crappy by then. You see pictures of it, and you watch it when you're a kid. Warren Moon playing, and the Oilers playing on the field, and you get down there and you realize it's at that point when they had stopped playing and the Astros had stopped playing in there, it was kind of patchwork kind of deal, and the turf wasn't really important to them anymore. And but it was still neat. It's still neat to be able to say that you played in there.
It was always a big thing for me because I know I've said this when commenting on stuff. I went to the same high school as Warren Moon went to.
Right.
So being able to play in the same stadium where he played professionally meant something to me.
Yep. And Warren Moon is a lost, just great quarterback that people don't talk about enough. They really don't. If you grew up watching Warren Moon, you know he was a great quarterback.
We had one of his jerseys framed, hanging on our wall in our field house.
Yeah.
And we all touched his jersey before we walked out on the field for a game.
That's cool. That's cool. I always liked Warren Moon and those Oilers, even though I was a Cowboys fan. And traditionally they said, you can't be a Cowboys and an Oilers fan, but I didn't really care. I think you can be a Cowboys fan and a Texans fan. Unless they're playing each other, then you got to choose a side.
I mean, that's my thing. Like, I watch all football. I'm a football fan.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no team I won't watch.
That's right.
But I'm a diehard Texans fan.
Absolutely. Now, if the Cowboys ever end up playing the Texans in the Super Bowl, that's a different story. You're going to pick a side. But until that happens, you can root for both teams. You can root for all your Texas teams. The Texas Longhorns are in the SEC now, and I'll tell you, outside of LSU, that may be my second favorite team, and I'm always going to cheer for them because they're in my home state. I find it hard to not cheer for teams that are even Texas A&M.
Yeah, I've always been a Texas football fan. Like I love all Texas football, and now we're a Colorado household because we watch Draylen every chance we get.
Right. Even those years, and this is what's bad, is those years when Johnny Manziel was at Texas A&M. LSU beat them every time that they ever played him, but I was a Johnny Manziel fan at Texas A&M. I was. I loved to watch him if he wasn't playing LSU. He was fun, and I wish he would have found some kind of footing in the league. But I think his vices outside of the athletic realm kind of led him away from that. And if you listen to interviews with him now and stuff, he kind of realizes that now. But, a little too late. But that doesn't mean he ain't an interesting cat. That he wasn't when he was there. He was fun to watch. That was the best. Those years in college football were the best from about 2007. And we say this all the time, from about 2005 to about 2015. Probably the best 10 years in college football that there may have ever been. Especially those couple special seasons, 2007 and 2011, where everybody just seemed to be beating everybody. This year is a lot like that. There seems to be a lot of parity. Everybody's beating everybody. So this may be a special season when it all shakes out. We'll see. You don't know it until it ends. But while you're watching it, enjoy it. You didn't know that LSU, when they beat Texas in 2019, we're going to go on to be undefeated. And I certainly didn't think that when they beat Texas in 2019. I didn't think that they would be undefeated. But they had a special season. You watch those things and you don't realize them until it's all over. I just maybe watched one of the best college football seasons, not the best college football team of all time. I don't believe that. But I believe I watched one of the best college football seasons by a team ever in 2019 with LSU. And I believe I watched maybe some of the best college football teams I've ever seen in Alabama. And I hate to say it, as much as I hate to say that, I did. You did watch some of the best college football teams ever in Alabama. And you know, you don't know that till you look back on it after everything shakes out. And this may be a good season too. We'll see. World Series is set. John, who's playing in the World Series? Do you know? He don't know. But I'll tell you. John don't know. But I'll tell you that it's yeah. So those Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. If Justin was here, the first thing he would say, Justin, are you listening? He would say, Joe Carter, Molson 3-0, you know that stuff's like moonshine. You know that Canadian beer is like moonshine. First game is Friday. Unfortunately for Justin, his favorite player of all time, Big Dumper, is out. Justin likes males with big butts, and he cannot lie. And you know, hey, to each his own. It is what it is. Justin, he likes him so much because he's a catcher, and Justin was a catcher, and he thinks that catcher is the most important thing that ever happened in baseball. You cannot have a more important position in baseball than catcher. Justin will tell you that. He thinks that's the truth. And, you know, hey, whatever he believes, you got to have a pitcher before you can have a catcher. Am I correct? Yes. What's up, John? John's standing in the doorway. Like it. Anyway, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, who have George Springer right now, who hit a big home run for them. Springer Dinger. Is George Springer a free agent after this year? Can you look that up for me real quick? I believe he is.
I think so.
I would love for the Houston Astros to pick George Springer back up and let him finish up in Houston. That would just overjoy me. Because I love me some George Springer.
So he signed a 6-year, $150 million deal in 2021. So 2027 he'll be a free agent.
Okay, he's not a free agent yet. I thought he was.
Hold on, let me double check.
I thought he was coming up on a free agent year. No. Maybe I'm thinking about Bregman. Bregman's going to be a free agent.
Yes, it actually says that Bregman will be a
Bregman's going to be a free agent. I said it again. a free agent.
free agent.
He's going to be a free agent. And it would be neat for the Astros to get Burgers back. We love Burgers, the LSU Tiger.
Yeah.
George Springer come up in the Houston Astros farm system.
What's the girl? She's also from Philadelphia, huh? His girlfriend or fiance or
Who?
who's his wife?
You're thinking about
She's a gymnast.
no. That's Paul Skeens. That's
Oh, that's Paul
Livy
Skeens.
Dunn. Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Pittsburgh. They're living their best life.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Even though Paul Skeens is ugly as hell, but who am I to talk? I don't know. You know, he's making millions of dollars. I'm not saying she's after his money. Obviously, she liked him when he didn't have any money. Well, he had NIL deals, I'm sure. She did too. She was making millions of dollars in college on NIL deals. She barely made any rotations in gymnastics. I know this because we were highly in tune on gymnastics during that time. She barely made any rotations, any starting rotations for any meets that they had at LSU. But she still had millions of dollars in NIL endorsements, which makes sense, right?
I'm sure your daughters are big into the gymnastics.
Well, Lindsay is. Lindsay was a competitive gymnast for years before she decided to just be a cheerleader. But in those years that she did go to a couple different LSU meets, and she knew Livy Dunn was going to. By the time Livy Dunn got there, she was done with gymnastics. She had already moved on. But she still pays attention to it because she loved the sport. And she always knew that Livy Dunn was more or less there for publicity. She wasn't as good a gymnast as the other girls there. And you could tell by the fact that she just never really – they would have – it's kind of like a starting lineup, right? They would have a starting rotation on every event, and she never made a whole lot of them. And Lindsay always told me that, well, she's not making a rotation. She's not doing very good. And I was like, yeah, but if you think about it, it's probably just a publicity piece, really. And it turned out that it worked out for the Tigers because they got enough gymnasts there that with enough talent that they won a national championship. So that worked out for them. I think that is what they got from Livy Dunn. And I think Livy Dunn loves LSU, and she met her future husband there, who was a transfer from Navy as a pitcher, who transferred in and just dominated in that 23 season when they won a national title. Look at them now. They're up in Pittsburgh. They're making millions of bucks, and they're, like I said, they're living their best life. Good for them. Good for them. LSU power couple. But what do you think about this World Series? I mean, what do you think if you had to give a prediction? And by what I mean by prediction is who are you taking and how many games? 7-game series.
I mean, the Dodgers always seem to be a comeback and win its team when they're in the series.
Yeah.
So I think they'll get down in the beginning, but I think the Dodgers will come back and win it.
Well, I think that the X factor is Ohtani. He's not really X factor. Everybody knows that he's good. But I'm thinking that maybe it's going to be I'm thinking maybe, Dodgers in 6. Dodgers in 6, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that gives Toronto a couple there. I think that they're capable of winning a couple. But I think the Dodgers pull it out in the end. I think they got too much talent there. And I'll just add this little caveat on the end of it. I think this will be Freddie Freeman's last little hurrah.
Right.
When it happens, I think he'll announce his retirement. Go ahead and mark that. John, write that down. Freddie Freeman's going to retire after the Dodgers win the World Series. I love Freddie Freeman, by the way. Who doesn't love Freddie Freeman? He's just the best. He's the best thing on the Dodgers because everything else I hate about him, other than Ohtani. But that Dodgers team that whined about the Astros, there was not a likable player on that team. I did not like that Dodgers team. Now they've got some likable players. They've got somebody you can root for.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think they take it in 6.
I agree with that.
Okay. John, we both got Dodgers in 6. Write that down. What do you got? You think You think they're going to sweep? Yeah. Dodgers in a sweep for John. Justin, I know you're listening. You're not working. What do you say? What say you? All right, I gave him too much time. Okay.
I think he might be asleep.
He could be asleep. He got his feet up and he's looking at monitors and he's asleep, probably something like that. I don't know what they do in that particular outfit. I know when I go to work, I work. I know that.
Me too.
It is what it is when you get to put your feet up and just kind of. I got called in to work. Oh, really? I'm sorry about that, buddy.
I'm used to being able to go meet Leslie Kay and Zoe for dinner or to go to the store or whatever on my way home from work. But
there you go.
now with this new job, I have to go home and take a shower before I can do anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm covered in grease and oil.
I feel you. Well, Justin's not covered in grease and oil. He still smells, but he's not covered in grease and oil. And we were talking about our Thanksgiving plans, and he refuses to cook us a whole pig from his pig farm. Even though he told me I could come pick one out. Adrian says that they all have names and I can't cook one. So
it don't matter if they have a name or what the name is. They still taste good.
I'll call it by its name while I'm eating it. I'll do that. I mean, Henrietta, you sure do taste good. That's where I'll go with it. So, but anyway, Justin, he lied to me. Adrian said that she got a piney wood rooter on property. And I was like, I don't want no wild piney wood rooter. I want a good farm raised pig. I want Justin to cook a whole pig like he said he was going to. He's been saying that for, what do you say, 5 years, John? Yeah. Been saying that for 5 years. Leslie Kay got a pig?
Yeah, so the other day she jumped up off the couch and ran to the door, and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, there's a pig in our front yard. I'm like, a pig? Where'd a pig come from? Well, our neighbors across the street, now they got like 32 dogs and about 65 chickens and apparently a pig that just runs wild.
Huh. Well, you know what the best thing to do with those are? Cook them.
Cook it whole.
Cook it whole. Put some rice in there. Split it up. Put some rice in there. Veggies. Do it Hawaiian style. Put it in the ground. Put it in Cajun microwave. I've been wanting to build a Cajun microwave for years.
Yeah.
To cook a pig in, and I told Justin, I was like, when you get a pig that we can cook, I'll build one up and we'll go ahead and char it and it'll be ready to go and we can cook one. And he just, oh yeah, man, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We've been gonna do it for 5 years. Let's do it. Stop messing around, dude.
The whole thing, apple in the mouth, cook underground, the whole thing.
You got to put those bell peppers and the rice up in it. And like a stuffing.
Gotta have the apple in the mouth.
You gotta have the apple in the mouth. Let's do it Hawaiian style. Let's do it like Man versus Man Fire Food. You ever watch that show?
I have not seen that.
Okay. That's this guy, and basically all he does is go around and just cook things the way people only cook. One time he did a Hawaiian pig in the ground, and they showed him how to do it, and it's really neat.
I think I may actually have seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty neat the way they do it. You always hear the Hank Jr. song, you got the pig in the ground, you got the beer on ice. Mm-hmm. I want both of those things, Justin. I need both of those things. I need that to happen, so let's make it happen. You got the pigs. You can also bring a beer. That's fine. You're hosting, so you should probably do both. And, I'll show up and I'll eat it. So let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing going after 5 years. Let's do it.
There was one other thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Everybody keep Cleveland ISD students, faculty in your prayers, as well as the Mills family. They have an 18-year-old senior cheerleader who went to Florida and she was at a bonfire, and a fight broke out, and they had a shooting there. And she's been in the hospital in Alabama on life support. And they decided yesterday to pull her off life support. And she was honored on an honor walk at University of Alabama Hospital yesterday, where family and friends gathered to pay their respects, and she was wheeled into surgery to donate her heart and lungs.
That's a noble thing to be a organ donor.
Yeah, but she was an 18-year-old senior cheerleader at Cleveland High School.
Y'all remember those that family in your prayers for sure, and those friends and those people who knew her in Cleveland for sure, and also those around her and those who loved on her in a place where she was not from, because that's important also, because those people are just involved in it as anybody else, because they wanted to see her pull through also. But it's a noble thing to donate your organs after death if you know it could help somebody else, and you'll I don't think you would ever, and your family would ever regret that if you chose to do that. So just keep those people in your prayers, and we'll go ahead and move on, and we'll close this thing out. John, we run a little bit long, even though we started a little bit late. We still run a little bit long, I feel like. John's not listening, but anyway, we'll close it out. We'd like to remind you that our sponsors are scrolling up there. Leslie Clay Luna says Hawaiian themed Christmas party at Satsuma. Yes, absolutely. Justin provides the pig and the beer on ice. I'll build the Cajun microwave. I swear to you, I'll build a Cajun microwave if you provide the pig and the beer. So we want to remind you to patronize our sponsors that you've seen scrolling across. Look for us every Wednesday night. Look for us after home games at Tiger Hut for the fifth quarter. Look for us in the stands. Say hi, and tell us if you like us, and tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We like constructive criticism, believe it or not. And just like, share, and follow our page if you like what you're seeing. If you like our kind of goofy banter. Justin's not here, or it'd be way more goofier. We have two serious gentlemen about sports here tonight. That's all I can say. We have two serious gentlemen. Justin's not here to muck it up with his silliness, and I appreciate that tonight for sure. But anyway, again, we remind you to patronize our sponsors. Watch everything that Satsuma Valley and Silsbee Live has to offer, including our app for Satsuma Radio, Rolling on a Field, Silsbee Live, who, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but has a new host now? Yes. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah. Or let me tell the people? Okay, Silsbee Live has a new host called with the name Lexi Swindell. Yeah, she'll be live tomorrow night on Silsbee Live. And she will be live tomorrow night on a mid-afternoon tomorrow, a little early tomorrow. Be looking for Silsbee Live tomorrow night with Lexi Swindell. She will have all the things that are happening in the community and amongst other topics. Look for Etc., which is a podcast that is with Satsuma Valley and Silsbee Live. And of course, watch Rolling on the Field every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., give or take, if Josh shows up on time. And we certainly appreciate Mr. Jacob for filling in for Justin. We like your insight on all things sports. And I do appreciate that you're not as silly as Justin and not making so many fidgety ADHD noises over there like he does. Oh, I certainly appreciate that. And we obviously invite you back. We really appreciate you. Anytime that you want to come back, even when Justin's not here, maybe you can even the pace of the show out.
I appreciate y'all having me, and I'll come anytime.
Absolutely, we appreciate that. And so we're gonna go ahead and sign off, and we're gonna bypass all our normal stuff. Like I said, we started a little late, so we're running a little late. We normally do what you listen to, movies, TV. We throw the flag on something. We're not gonna do that tonight. We'll save that for another show, and we'll get Jacob in here for those fun things, because we want to hear his thoughts on all that stuff also, not just on sports, because we do like to have a fun time. We do like to BS a little bit. So, but we will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m., give or take. Like I said, sometimes we're late, but most time we hit 7 p.m. We hit that post. We normally do. But y'all be looking for us. It'll be live tomorrow night. Like Justin and Paul said, we appreciate John for looking up stats and information. We appreciate Paul back there on the ones and twos behind the glass, producing for us. And we will see y'all next week. And until then, the rung on the field stands.
Artlist.io